Thank you, Madam Speaker. To the bill.
To the bill.
Colleagues, I have no illusions about winning this vote today, but I'm passionate about people and their habitat. I'm speaking today on behalf of some of the best people on earth, people who make a living from that earth and they love the earth, and by and large, they're good stewards of it. Unfortunately, this is a bill that pits phantom fish against real people, and today real people will lose. I rise obviously in urgent opposition to this bill. I feel that it's extreme and unjust. By eliminating the use of motorized small-scale mining from all but the farthest reaches of our mountain streams, this bill will effectively destroy what remains of another Southern Oregon foundational industry. Josephine County was settled back in 1851 by small-scale placer gold miners 8 years before statehood. The region is home to many gold-bearing streams and creeks. About 1,500 mining claims are established in our county clerk's office in Grants Pass, representing miners from all over Oregon and all over the United States. And again, we're not talking about an interest here or a hobby here. We're talking about a traditional livelihood of deep cultural significance to the history of Oregon and the United States. It has been estimated that the current moratorium has cost our rural communities up to $100 million per year in lost income from miners and supporting businesses. As recently as 2009, one mom-and-pop related business in Grants Pass reported grossing nearly $1 million in local sales. In the years since Senate Bill 838's moratorium went into effect, our local mining shops' sales have dramatically reduced. That business entity will go under with the passage of today's bill. Again, I say this shop will go under with the passage of today's bill. More jobs, more prosperity lost in my community. This is unjust, and yet the impact of these activities on the landscape are, in fact, minimal and transitory. Active mining claims occupy a vanishing small percentage of stream miles in essential salmonid habitat. When cited to make a case for this legislation, the science doesn't raise red flags. There are very few howls of distress and harrowing alarms here. Rather, study after study notes that in-stream suction dredge activity on this scale has no effect. That is, zero effect on salmonid populations. In fact, considering the effects of dredging, sluicing, and panning on streambed porosity, Dr. Robert Crittenden concludes that small-scale dredge mining enhances spawning habitat. And NOAA's National Marine Fisheries Service found that high banking and suction dredge operations were unlikely to adversely affect coho habitat or jeopardize the existence of coho and other anadromous species. Simply put, while acknowledging that an individual suction dredge miner might mismanage their activity and cause some form of degradation, no definitive evidence of harm has been offered to substantiate this comprehensive ban. Every study concludes that caution is warranted. Caution is indeed warranted. Reasonable regulations are welcome. Prohibition and exclusion is extreme and unnecessary, and it's unjust. Senate Bill 3A does a grave disservice to our small-scale miners by ignoring the fact that they do operate under significant regulation already. They share and observe best practices, and their stewardship often involves cleaning up illicit campsites and even removing lead from the streams. Senate Bill 3A does a grave disservice to our small-scale miners by prohibiting the use of an important piece of equipment with which the miners are able to reach mineral deposits beyond the reach of hand tools.
Representative Stark yields his time. Please continue.
Thank you, Representative. Without motorized equipment, work to maintain many claims will just cease and the right to those claims will be lost. Colleagues, Senate Bill 3A does a grave disservice to our work to protect endangered species. Exaggerated claims of potentially damaging effects on habitat, irrespective of the available science, discredits conservation efforts and fosters resentment and distrust between the interested parties. To me, it is incredible that we are contemplating a bill that would require additional resources for regulating agencies while simultaneously gutting the livelihood of productive, hardworking Oregonians. I can't stand idly by as this body once again pursues a course guaranteed to cripple small-scale rural economic activity. I'll be a no vote today, obviously, and colleagues, I hope you will too. Thank you.